So I got a notification from FedEx a couple days ago. It said we were away from the house, and it said you've received a package from Space Exploration Technologies. And I'm like, I didn't order anything to do any space exploration. Probably couldn't afford anything to do any space exploration. It should have said Starlink. I've been struggling with the internet using our hotspots on our phones because we tried HughesNet, which is a satellite internet. It wasn't good enough. I think I've talked about it before, but it wasn't good enough to even stream a television show. The longest one that we streamed was about 16 minutes before it started buffering and wouldn't work anymore. After 7 days of trying it out every single day, calling customer service every single day, so we just quit and got a refund. So we've been on the waiting list for Starlink. It's been about a year, and it said that we should be receiving Starlink before the end of the year, last year. So right as we got close to the end of the year, it said mid-year 2022. Now it'll be mid-year 2023 because our area is saturated or something. I don't know. It said if you have an urgent situation and you really need internet, you can get best effort internet. So it sounds like we're gonna get anywhere from, I can't remember, is it megabytes? Anyway, it's like anywhere from 10 to 100 megabytes. So during busy times when most people are on the internet, we're going to get really slow speeds. When during off times, we should get speeds that are comparable to what you would get around the Charlotte area. It'd be nice if the slow speeds turn out to be not so bad. But here we are, I'm doing my unboxing. Just now cut the seal. So this is from SpaceX. Looks like we got a giant X in the box. There's a satellite dish stand. And this is the SpaceX satellite dish. Looks like it goes in here this way. That's kind of quick and easy. Is that a modem? Maybe, hopefully a modem router. And instructions in 30 languages. Put the cord in your satellite dish and connect it. That's all done. Connect this cord to this. Plug this in. And then get on the Starlink app. So I'm about to start doing all that. Here we go. I'm realizing I got to get this cord through a wall into my house. I'm checking this, and it looks like that just unplugs right out of there. Designed, so I got to figure out how to get that through the wall somewhere. I might see if I can use all of this HughesNet stuff. I got the HughesNet dish right here. Maybe I can take that off the stand and figure out some way to attach this up there. Because I don't like the idea of it just sitting on the ground, because then every time you mow the lawn, you're gonna have to move it, and then you're gonna have to use your app to get it lined up on the satellite again. But also, here's where HughesNet drilled through my wall. I might be able to just use this same hole and maybe drill it just a little bit bigger to get that cable in there. So Claire is going camping. We haven't pulled out our tent in a long time, so we're gonna pull out the tent, make sure everything's okay by setting it up, make sure we got a piece of plastic to go underneath it, and if we don't, we're gonna cut one and check everything out so she can go. obviously the HughesNet guys did not drill their holes straight through the wall. I don't know why they ended up over here and not right here. So I'm putting the dish out here, trying to put it on level ground, away from obstructions. It's kind of hard with this tree, and the roof is kind of low from this angle, so hopefully that thing, I know that it was trained on a satellite earlier, and now that I moved it, I don't know if, I don't know if it is or not, but let's see how it does on a speed test. Okay, I'm using the Starlink app to do the speed test, and it's mid-morning Sunday, so it's not a busy time for people to be using the internet, and that's great speed right there. Actually, when I had Spectrum in Matthews, I would rarely get that speed using their equipment until I bought my own equipment. So later tonight we'll try watching TV and doing some other things using the iPad. Right now I'm putting it right here, kind of close to the house, because I have to be, you know, it has to be wired to the house. But I'm trying to get away from the house and get away from the trees and stuff as much as possible. But we're glad we have Starlink. We're not going to be using up our personal hotspots on our phones and saying, I got to borrow somebody else's phone because I ran out of internet on my phone. So now I need to borrow somebody's phone so I can play a game. I've got this upstairs kind of cleaned up. Still a few things in the way, but I'm going to work around them. It's time for me to spray the ceiling with this spray foam insulation. That's what we did to our house. By doing the ceiling in the summertime, it's going to be a lot cooler in here. So I've blocked up, just like they told me to do in my own house. I've blocked off these. I'm going to spray right up to those, so that'll be insulated. I'm spreading down some plastic where I'm about to start spraying. I got my mask here that I'm about to put on with my suit, my coveralls, so I can breathe and so I don't get covered in this polyurethane glue insulation that can get all over me. So I'm about to bring the canisters that have the chemicals. I'm about to bring that up here right now. Let's open these up and see what's in them. I had these up here for a few weeks, but it sounds like you really have to dispense this at 75 degrees or higher. So I've had the canisters in the house warming up. They even have a little thermometer on there that tells how they are, and it looks like it's right at 75. It's kind of showing 85, 75, 65. So I wish I knew for certain. I know you're supposed to shake these up. But they're really heavy. So I don't want to do this. So we've got an A box and a B box, and the chemicals mix, and that creates the foam. There we go. This one doesn't say shake it, but I would assume that you want to shake both of them. That's funny, this one does not have a thermometer on it. That's strange. Here's our gun and our nozzles and our hose. I've been studying this up before now, so I'm gonna double check instructions, but I've kind of been following what you're supposed to do. So my blue ones are fan tips, and the clear ones are for cracks and things. But what we're doing today is needing the fan tip. So hopefully I can get this whole job done with 4 fan tips. The instructions say to put a little bit of petroleum jelly on the front of the gun. I want to tape these hoses together so they move around together easily. I just put my arms straight behind my back. On the spray foam, you can see it here. Once I got going, it was so messy that I did not want to get it on my phone, so I didn't want to do a video while I was spraying. I wanted to have a video of it, but I decided I didn't want any overspray or anything getting on my phone. You can see, like, here's the mask I was wearing, so I didn't want that on my phone. I had the same thing. I had tucked my beard into that suit that I was wearing, but as I looked up, my beard came out. And so I got some spray on my beard, and rather than try to pull that stuff out, I just trimmed my beard. So maybe you'll notice my beard is a little shorter. I was a little bit upset. This kit nowadays it costs over $1,000, and it came up short. So here, about 25% short of what I thought it was going to cover, of what it should have covered, according to what it tells you it'll cover. So very frustrated with that, but it's mainly this side of the barn that I wanted insulated, and the other half is going to be for hay and stuff like that. And it'd be better off having ventilation. That's why I made these ventilation holes down here. So I think it'll be fine. What I would have liked on this end is just the radiant heat from the sun in the summertime. You can just feel the heat coming off the ceiling, and it'll be nice that the rest of this side won't be that way. I kind of don't like the way it kind of got on everything. There's big pieces and little spray speckles everywhere that I'll want to scrape off. Here's an area where I think maybe I put my hand there because it was just getting all over everything. You can see this is actually really nice and neat on this plastic, because I didn't really get started working over here very much. I have these giant blobs like that everywhere. So this product, I think if you're doing a house or something, you should definitely get an estimate from a spray foam company, because I think the thickness that you'll want in a house, this did not come out the thickness that I thought it would either. If you carefully sprayed heavy everywhere, you might have gotten that full 1 inch. But you know, in a house you want a lot thicker foam, and I think by the time you do that thickness, if you try to do it yourself, you're gonna be coming really close, and maybe even costing more than hiring someone. And this stuff can also clog and cause the chemical to come out unevenly, which can cause it to be kind of wet and gummy in some places, or can be crispy and crunchy and flake off kind of easy. So obviously the spray foam that a professional does is going to be more even. So for a home, I would definitely get an estimate, at least from a company or two, and then compare that to how many kits it's going to cost you, and figure that it's only going to go 3/4 of the way that it says it's going to go. So, well, and if you spray it on the full thickness, maybe only half. So the 650 square feet, I would say, is 300 square feet if you try to do the full 1 inch. So that's the foam review. The guinea hens are getting a lot bigger. They're very flighty and easily spooked. You can see how they're shaped a lot different than a chicken as they're getting older. They remind me of those partridges. The show, The Partridge Family, had a little video at the beginning with a little cartoon partridge that would run around as part of the intro. So we'll see how they do on our farm.